It's summertime and the living is easy. As days stretch on forever, endless possibilities are at hand. So how do you balance activities and schedules, and how do you make it all fit in? Well, here at the Mount Prospect Park District, we encourage you to find activities that are right for you. Summer is a time of growth and exploration. Why not blaze a new trail? Now, for this edition of Inside the Park, we first speak with Dee Ford. She tells us about a new twist on the Strive for 5 race. Then we catch up with Lisa Helsing, who tells us all about the summer classes at the studio. Then it's all about softball and the big anniversary with Joe Patterson, and it's poolside with Tiffany Barson. Finally, we meet with Ruth Ewell, who tells us all about the summer concert lineup, and we finally get to meet Monty Adams. He's the new Mount Prospect band director. That's all coming up on this edition of Inside the Park. I'm now joined by fitness manager Dee Ford, and we are going to talk about the Super Strive for 5. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, this year we have a new element, so it's called Superhero Dash and Splash. So we want everyone to wear their superhero costumes, but the splash will be that we will open up Big Surf Pool after the race, so hopefully they had a good sweaty, warm run and they can kind of celebrate and splash into the pool afterwards.
What's the name? What's it called again?
Dash and in Splash.
And that's new?
Yes, that's new. We've had the superhero theme in the past years, but we wanted to add a new fun element to help get some more families involved and kind of make it a whole summer celebration day.
So you go running in your costume.
Yes.
Do you leave the cape on and jump into the pool?
You can if you want to. We do want people to wear their swimsuits, but if they want to go in their costumes as well, more power to them.
Okay, so perfect. So you can run and sweat it off, and then you can hop into the pool.
Right.
Now, I want to know, what does it take to prep for something like this? Can you just hop off the couch and run right into this race, or is it something that you really need to kind of get ready for?
Well, it is a 5K race, so it's a little over 3 miles, and you can certainly walk or run. So that's really up to the individuals. We have a lot of people who do walk and just want to just be out and not really make it an actual race and being competitive. If they wanted to run, usually if they have never run before and not doing any type of exercise, typically you want to be starting that training about 8 weeks out. So doing kind of a walk-run training, walk for a few minutes, run for a minute, and then extending that run time where they can eventually run for the full 5K. But if they've been exercising and running here and there consistently lately, most people can really just literally jump in and run the race, since it is just over a little over a 3 mile.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Now, is this something for all ages, or what kind of event is it?
It is. It's for all ages. We actually have the 5K for the adults, but then we have 2 kids races. So we have one 50-yard dash, and that's for the 3 to 5-year-olds. It's very cute. They each get a little number, and they get a medal at the end. And then we have our quarter-mile run, and that's for the 6 to 10-year-olds. So there is something for everyone.
Okay,
and again,
perfect.
We want it to be a nice family event.
Yeah, because you see all these kids that maybe look up to their mom and dad and want to be just like them, so they can hop right in there.
Models.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Now, tell me a little bit about what's going to happen the day of the race. What can people expect?
The day of the race, hopefully they will register ahead of time. We do have online registration, and that's open now. It's at goreggo.com. And we do encourage them to actually take part of the early packet pickup. So that is going to save a lot of time on race day. So if they sign up online before the race, our early packet pickup will be that Thursday before the race. So if they can come to RecPlex between 5 and 8 p.m., we do highly encourage that. They'll get their t-shirt, they'll get their race number, they'll get the whole packet. So on race day, they can come and just a few minutes before, hopefully just a little warm up and stretch, and then the race starts at 8 o'clock. So they won't have to do too much, running around and hopefully, any last minute things. So they can certainly register the day of the race. So if they, change their mind and it's kind of a last minute thing, we will have day of registration. However, the price goes up for the day of registration.
So get in early if you can.
Yes, please register online. They'll save a lot of time and some money too.
Okay, so simple enough, stress-free, something for the whole family. And then what else is going on? Do you have any new offerings that people can look into?
Yeah, we have a few things coming up this summer. We do have a new small group training for personal training. It's really one of the new and hottest things in fitness now is not doing that one-on-one anymore, more of actually having that group. So, it's usually a group of 3 to 5 people. You get your friends together, your mom, dad, siblings, whoever it is, and then you can really hold each other accountable. So the trainer would be training the 3 to 5 people. So we've already actually had some people interested in starting that.
Is this weekly or how often does this
That's
take
up
place?
to them. It would be up to them and their trainer and their schedule. But usually it is on a weekly basis if it's once or twice a week typically. But it really is up to them and what their schedules will allow.
So holding people accountable and sort of making a little bit of the competitive sort of thing, right?
And healthy competition, motivate each other.
Yeah.
You might do something that you wouldn't normally do on your own. So it's an extra push when you have those partners, those workout partners with you. So
that's such a great idea. I love that. I think everybody tries a little bit harder when maybe their friend or family member is doing better than them, and they want to keep that healthy competition going.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then we are doing we're calling it a Sunshine Yo-Pi class in the summer.
Yo-Pi?
Yes, it's a fusion of yoga and Pilates, and actually a little bit of strength as well. So it's kind of it's a pretty cool fusion class, and we're going to be doing that outdoors. So we're hopefully going to have some nice weather this summer, and we'll take that class outside and enjoy the outdoors.
All right. Yeah. Well, that sounds great. Dee Ford, thanks so much.
Thank you.
We're sitting here at the studio with Lisa Housing. She's the coordinator here. And Lisa, I have to say, hundreds of kids come in and out of these doors because this place offers so many great projects and activities for people to get into. So I understand you've got some new things lined up for the summer. What's going on?
We do. The studio always has new things happening. We try to keep our classes new and fresh so that the children just want to come back and visit us. This year we've added a few classes. One of them is emoji expressions. It's trendy, everybody's out there doing it. You've got it on your phone, You've got it on your tablet. We've come up with a few projects that I think will be really fun for the kids. One of them, we're probably going to make a pillow that they can pick their favorite expression and take that along with them. And then we've decided that a canvas would be really neat where you will be able to pick 6 of your favorite expressions. We'll draw them out first, and then we'll paint them on the canvas that you can display in your room, or you can put it up in your locker when it's time to go back to school.
I love that idea. Were you behind that?
I was helping with it. The initial idea was not mine.
All right, and anything else going on this summer?
We have a lot happening. We tend to watch what's happening out in the world. We watch what's trending. We watch the movies. Finding Nemo was so fun for everyone. Still
Everybody loves Dory, yeah.
Right, so Dory's coming out this summer. We have a class called Just Keep Swimming, and it's going to be geared towards our younger students that come in. Anything that's relating to Nemo and Dory, I think they're just going to have a blast.
And what's the age range for that one?
I believe that one is 4 to 7.
Okay, so a fun age, probably a little bit messy, but I'm sure adorable.
Absolutely.
Star Wars art, what's that all about?
Oh yes, the Force has landed at the studio. We had a visit, and we are going to not be able to actually tell you what those projects are.
Okay.
We have been sworn to secrecy. The class will happen twice this summer because we know that it's going to be a popular one. So just make sure that you register early, and I promise it'll be good.
Okay, so make sure you register early for that one. Age range for that?
That one's a little bit older. I think it starts at age 7.
Okay, and it sounds like you're not just gearing, I know art sometimes is associated just for females, but it sounds like you're really gearing this for a little bit for everybody, boys and girls.
We really are. We want it to be where you can come in, you can learn a new technique, you can learn a new craft, and you can just have fun. And art isn't just for girls, it's for girls and boys. One of the classes that we have added this year is called a treehouse class. In the past, and we actually still have it, it's a fairy or an enchanted garden, and the girls have a lot of fun with it because they come in with their little characters,
of course,
and they can use it in the play area. And this year we wanted to expand it, that we could include boys. So we thought that the treehouse would be a great way, and whether you're going to take your little Lego character and put them in there, or maybe you've got little woodsy animal friends, I think it'll be an exciting class for all of them.
Super cute. And a new technique that I've started hearing about is something about string art. What's that?
Oh, string art isn't actually new. String art was actually really popular back in like the 70s.
So maybe is it making its way back?
It is.
Okay.
It's been coming back. The studio has had it here for about a year now. It is becoming more and more popular. It's become so popular that we've actually added it to our birthday lineup. If you're a teen and a tween and you're looking for something new to do at your birthday party, we can come in and set you up. We've got several different options, and they have a lot of fun.
So what exactly do you do with the string?
So what you're doing is you get a piece of board, and let's say that we wanted to take your initial. We will hammer nails around the outside and kind of outline it, and then we take and we twist the string around those nails, and we design it in favorite colors that you have.
So lots of fun. So like I said, something that maybe some people think is new, but really it's been around a long time, just kind of making its way back as things tend to do. Also, you've got a lot of offerings that have been around that, that are a little bit older, but still people love to come back to.
Oh, absolutely. Some of the staples that we have for summer are just a drawing class. Kids want to know, yeah, how can I draw better? I want to make this animal. I need to know how to draw eyes. We try to have some staple classes where they can come in and they can just work on getting better with their skills. We have the drawing classes that are staples. We have Introduction to Art Academy, which is a broad spectrum of all different types of projects, whether it's paper mache or mosaic, maybe it's a pastel project. So that's for 1st to 4th graders. And then we do still have teenagers that like to come in, that early high school group. So we have our Art Academy program that runs during the summer that we tend to have boys and girls that come in for that one as well.
So you've got some stuff for the youngsters, some kids for the high school students, and you actually have been coming here for quite a while as an adult, right?
I have. I started coming here with my daughter when she was about 2.5 in one of our classes that we still have. It's called Color With Me. I started out with her, and when changes were taking place, Mrs. Ruth asked me if I would come on board and help out, and I've been here ever since.
That's a great story. I mean, so not just stuff for kids, but you know, all the way up to adults and different genders, something for everybody.
Absolutely.
Do you have a favorite class?
I actually have 2 favorite classes. 2 of them that I helped bring to the studio. One of them is called Junior Pinterest. It's more not on the art side, but more on the crafting side. And we really do try to look at a Pinterest type of project that you would find out on the internet. And we try to tone it down where it's easy enough for girls or boys. That class starts at about the age of 8, where they can come in and they can work and they can go home with a nice quality project. And that one runs for a week, and during that week time, we probably send them home at the end with 8 or 9 projects.
Wow.
So it's a really fun time.
So probably lots of work, but totally worth it when you come back with 8 or 9 projects. That's quite a bit.
Absolutely. And my other favorite is our Canvas classes. We have started a Canvas class probably about 20 months ago, where boys or girls can come in and they get a canvas that's 12 by 16. And it's pre-sketched. And what we're trying to obtain here for them is a way that they can come in and they can help hone their techniques. They can learn something new. They can see that if I dry brush something, it looks different than just grabbing a bunch of paint with my brush. And when they go home with a nice quality project like some of the ones behind us.
Awesome. So one more thing, let's talk about things going on this summer at the band shell. Can we find you there?
Yes, you will find the studio there. If you can't make it here to the building, which we'd love to have you, but if you can't make it here, please come and find us. There'll be 7 nights that we're out at the park. There's always a concert happening or a movie happening at the same time, and the studio will be there in a tent. We'll bring projects with us. There'll be plaster, there'll be paint. The kids will have a blast.
So no excuses, because you guys are everywhere. You're here at the studio, you're at the band shell.
Right.
Sounds awesome.
I pretty much live here, I think.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Lisa, thanks so much.
You're welcome, Danielle. Thanks.
2016 is an exciting year in sports, especially here in Mount Prospect. It marks the 35th year of the Adult Classic Softball League. Here to talk about this is Joe Patterson. He's the athletic program manager here. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm great. So tell us a little bit about the league.
Well, this league is one of the major softball leagues. So it's for the guys they think they're professional.
Okay.
So they really take it seriously. So this is the 35th year that we've actually been running this league. There's about 3 major leagues in the city of Chicago, and we're one of them. So we have 17 teams competing. They'll get about 24 to 26 games, and they play for some pretty big prize money, and teams are really excited to get out there.
How much is that prize money?
It varies between divisions and things like that.
Okay,
so.
but probably the more people that participate, the higher the stakes are?
Right off the top, we put $500 right towards the pot
Nice.
per team. So it's a pretty hefty prize money.
So definitely something to look forward to in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got a rather large ball in your hand there.
Yep.
Tell me about that. What is that, 16 inches?
This is the official ball they play with. So it's the clincher. They don't play with anything else but a clincher. Again, 16 inches. It'll hurt if it hits you.
I bet.
Yeah. And these guys can hit it a long ways, so it's a lot of fun.
So what makes that ball unique? Is that something common or not so common?
No, you only find this basically in the city of Chicago. The game of 16-inch actually was brought about with a boxing glove that was taped up. And that's what people did way back when, is they decided they wanted to play something, and that's how this game was invented.
All right, Chicago's kind of known for this ball, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that something that we were talking a little bit earlier about, right off of the expressway, you can see people playing with that ball?
Yeah, that's one of the unique things that Mount Prospect has to offer is Majewski Athletic Complex, right off of 90, so it's easily accessible, and it's one of the nicest parks that you could ever play softball in. When it was was actually built for 16-inch, so the fences are the right length, things like that. So it's a really nice complex.
So lots of people participating. Is it a men's league then?
Yes, the Classic League's a men's league, and then we also offer 14-inch co-ed leagues throughout the summer.
Okay, so I imagine the 14-inch might be a little bit easier for women to grab, because I was tossing that around a little bit earlier. It's hard to hang on to.
Yeah, the co-ed league, they use a mush ball, things like that, so it's a little bit easier to handle.
So you mentioned earlier that it's going to be the 35th anniversary league. Mm-hmm. Any plans to celebrate that?
Well, we're putting a little bit more money towards the prize pot, so that'll be fun for the teams. And then also we're looking just to do a commemorative shirt that we can sell at the fields and things like that. So.
All right, well, it's an exciting year. Thanks so much, Joe.
Thank you.
I'm hanging out by the pool with Tiffany Barson. She's the aquatics supervisor, and I understand the aquatics got quite the transformation.
We have definitely changed some things around this summer. So we're looking at a more seamless transition in swim lessons. Essentially what that means is before, where you used to have to pick a level and sign up for a level, now you can just pick a day and a time that works for you and bring all of your kids, and we'll accommodate them in the same swim lesson.
So you're not that mom sitting at the pool like 6 hours at a time.
Exactly.
You can get everybody in all at once.
And if you are sitting at the pool for 6 hours, it's because you want to, not because you have to.
All right. So what's the main goals behind that?
Well, I mean, for me, the main goals in swim lessons is to have swimmers for life. So, but in the short term, it's basically to bring families in, get them their swim lessons, progress them through each level that we offer, and move them on into the next thing. We offer teen swim lessons. We have a fantastic swim team where our water polo program is gaining strength, and we've got some great kids coaching that program this summer.
And I understand that you have an adorable way of sort of doling out the different levels. Do you have different names, different emojis?
We do. We absolutely do. So our little swimmers, our littlest swimmers, are the little shrimps, and they jump in the water with their parents. We also then have the little minnows, who are just a little bit bigger. They're anywhere between 18 to 36 months, and they also swim with their parents. From the little minnows, once you're ready to move on, you then become a goldfish. You spend a couple of years at the goldfish level, and then you become a shark.
All right, that is so cute. Did you come up with that?
It was a collaboration between me and the aquatic manager, Sarah Thompson. So, yeah.
So that's wonderful. So parents can come in and bring all of their kids, and they maybe even can jump in the pool with their kids, depending on the age.
Depending, yes, absolutely. If they want to learn how to swim with their kids, then we definitely have a spot for that.
Now, what do you think about older people learning to swim? Because I've talked to a few adults recently who don't know how to swim. Is it ever too late to hop into the pool?
No, never too late to hop into the pool. Come on down. We've got some experienced swim instructors that are happy to work with the adults as well. And they can take a group class with their friends, or they can take a one-on-one if they're not as comfortable with the group class.
Nice. Now that it's warm outside, it's summertime, we've got outdoor pools as well. Do you have a favorite that you like to go to?
I would have to say that my favorite pool is Meadows. I do like to go to Meadows because it offers something for everybody.
And how long have you been going to that one?
About 3 years now.
So Tiffany, how long have you been swimming?
Well, my mom put me in swim lessons when I was just 2 years old, and I've been swimming ever since.
Now, I've got a 4-year-old, and she's very timid, very afraid of the pool, unless I'm in there with her. What advice do you have for a parent who has maybe a younger kid, who's afraid to get in the water? Do you push them a little much, or do you kind of just let them do their own thing?
Well, certainly pushing them is definitely helpful. Getting them under the water is the best thing that you can do for them. But what I would recommend, if you have a child that's timid of the water, bring them to the pool as often as possible. So anytime you have a day to go to the pool, bring them to the pool and make it fun and splash around, and before you know it, they'll be under the water and they didn't even know that that's what you were looking for.
Okay, so just bring them to the pool as much as possible.
As much as possible.
Okay, sounds great. Tiffany, thanks so much.
Thank you.
I'm here with Ruth Yule. She's here to tell us all about some outdoor activities that are happening this summer, including Thursday nights at the band shell. I heard that's the place to be, Ruth.
It is the place to be. I mean, it's just a wonderful example of what Mount Prospect is about. I call it the town square. It's not quite the town square, but for the Park District, by the Park District standards, it is. And we've come to realize, what an opportunity we have there to bring our residents out and just have a ball. So one of the newest things that we've introduced this year, 7 nights of fun, and we've been doing 5 for the past few years. So that's fun right there.
Okay, so something literally every night of the week.
Every night of the week through those, the dog days, as we like to call them, June and July. Still vacation time in August, but yes, something every week.
Okay, so is there a certain theme for certain nights, or how does that work?
We try to, yes, the answer is yes, and we try to combine both a theme and by our standards, big name entertainment. And being that it's now 7 weeks, we're going to be starting on Thursday, June 16th, and with the band Seventh Heaven. We have them every year. We beg them to come and join us every year. They bring 700 to 1,500 people, but mostly we want them every year because it's just such a good time. They're a really good band, and the music just covers all generations, and we just would, if we could kick off every year with them, we would. We'll take them whenever we can get them, but this year they are kicking us off.
So it's extra special.
It is extra special. And several of the band members are hometown guys, so it's special for them too, they've told us.
Awesome. So what else is next?
So we're gonna roll from that into the next week on the 23rd, a different feel. We have been introducing movie nights in the band shell, and they've been a great success. We've been blessed with good weather. So on the 23rd, of June is our first movie night, which is going to feature the movie Aladdin. And we think we've been doing Disney classics, and we love the fact that There are many generations of kids that have never seen these movies on a big screen, and parents have told us that. We started with Little Mermaid, and they said, I've never seen it, and my child hasn't seen it, so what fun is that?
So it's something fun for not just kids, but adults too.
Oh, it's a total family night, and we have, our concessions has a popcorn package, and like I said, blessed with good weather. The only part about it that we ask our audience to stay with us is the movie can't start obviously before dusk, and that's about 8:30. But we have lots of fun happening from about 7 o'clock on. We've had trivia and games, and the studio, I should say right now, our art studio is out there all at the bandshell all 7 nights, and they will be there. So there's plenty to do between 7 and 8:30. And once that movie settles in, once the movie starts, the families settle in, it's really fun.
So certainly something to keep the kids busy up until the movie.
Plenty.
And if they happen to fall asleep, well, that's probably okay too, right?
Many do, and I haven't heard any complaints on that one. So, and then we're going to go, so what happens in our town that we're very proud of is we're a July 4th crazy town, Mount Prospect in general. The activities are everywhere. Perhaps that's true of all towns these days.
But especially, it's a huge deal
here. It's crazy here. So we wanted to do something leading into that was actually a little quieter and gentler. So we have a favorite, other than our own community band, we have a favorite orchestra called the Falconeers. And they're a little jazzy, they're wonderful. They've played for us in other capacities at different events. And we thought, what a great night for them, June 30th, because that is literally the week before the town goes firework crazy. And we just thought it'd be a little gentler, a little quieter, but all the bells and whistles, all the kids' activities, and yet just a nice, we're hoping for that just nice jazz feel.
Calm before the storm.
Oh, perfect. Couldn't say it better myself. That's absolutely it. But they are a local orchestra, and I want to be fair to them and say they do have a following. So we're looking to seeing, their audience out with us. So then, having come through 4th of July, the tail end of the holiday, I should say, we're going to have a band out in the band shell called Hillbilly Rock Stars with a Z, country band. We'll say, like a little exciting preview, that we have been trying to get this band for a couple of years, and they are booked up so early. So we're really, really excited.
So you probably booked them like 2-3 years ago.
We booked them, we booked them early for us, which I would say was end of last summer, very early for our planning. And it was almost, it was a maybe even then. So super excited to have them. They, again, have a huge following. We just want to see what they bring. We just hear that they're really the best in like the country tribute kind of concept right now, where they play a little bit of everything that's popular in country music. We hear they're the best. So we're excited about that.
So very diverse offerings.
Thank you. That is part of the plan. So then we move into July 14. Camp night. So I know we have many day camps, and they are always full all summer long.
Yeah.
So a few years back, we came up with the idea that we would have camp night at the band shell. And there is a band, Hi-Fi Superstar, and they are all men. These brave men have been with us for camp night. This will be their 4th year. Brave because there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids. And it's a great concept. It's our day campers come to the band shell. The thing you might not know is that they have been working with their counselors, and they prepare per camp a musical number. And who is the audience of that musical number? Their parents and their friends and their siblings. So we start the evening with them stepping up into the stage. Each camp, they do their number with their counselors. It's always fun. Then they move in to become the audience, and our brave band, Hi-Fi Superstar, steps up into stage. They play for the evening. There are a few extra games, bells and whistles, in the band shell on that night. There's, again, that art studio. There's a bounce house. We had a photo booth last year, which we're bringing back, which the kids loved. So that's a big night, a big crowd of our own.
And that's like a fabulous concept right there, because they get to see both sides of it. They get to have fun, but they get to put in a little bit of work as well.
Yeah, it's true, and it helps them they're looking forward to that for weeks. And the other thing that we noticed that we really love about that from our park district perspective is they're able to be, even if it's just a few hours, with their counselors who they're with all day, with their parents. So we walk around and notice that the parents, they have certainly met the counselors, but they're meeting them on a little bit of a different level. They're like, oh, my son or daughter loves you, and thank you for your hard work. And it's nice. It's towards camp season.
Yeah, and they feel appreciated as well.
They do.
So
I really love that night. It covers a lot of ground in a good way. It really says what we're about. So we love that evening. kind of excited though to tell you about the next week. Also,
As if there's not enough going on. What else?
We're on week 6,
Okay.
so we are. But this one I love too because this is an in-house concept, brand new, brought to us by our Cultural Arts and Performing Arts department. And they had come to us and said, we all recognize what a beautiful venue the Bandshell is. Can we do a performing arts night? Now, what that would mean is some people may not know, we have voice lessons and guitar lessons, and our dance program is one of the best that you will ever find. So the details aren't completely set yet. The decision has been made for this evening, but the details aren't there other than all of these different pieces of our performing arts programs will perform. Our guitar teacher will do his own music and introduce a few students ready to play for an audience. Our voice teacher will do the same. And then we have 3 dance companies within our dance department. They will all perform. We probably will do a little something special with the art studio that night because they're not a performing art, but they're an art.
Yeah.
So it's an in-house evening, and I think it's going to be great fun.
That sounds amazing. Lots of pieces to this performing arts puzzle all coming together to put on a great night.
I mean, what's better than local entertainment? And I think that you've got the diversity, which is fun. You've got the Ballet Expressions, which is the performing troupe of the School of Classical Ballet. And then you have this super fun little group, our Riff Raff crew, which is a new performance group, relatively new, about a year old. They won't like me calling them adorable, but they are adorable, and they're hip hoppers. And I call them adorable because there's some young ones in it. But from that to classical ballet, and then guitar and vocal, we may come up with more surprises before the night gets here.
Yeah, who knows? It sounds like there's plenty of surprises in store for us, as well as lots to look forward to.
So we're going to wrap with one more. The last Thursday night is totally new, and that's another movie night. As I said, we had great success with that, and it's going to be part of Christmas in July week. And we are going to, in the band show, going to feature the movie Elf.
Love it.
Everybody loves it. If you don't love it, you're going to love it, and I think many people do. We asked around, and everybody said, yeah, that's a nice one for everybody to watch. But the Christmas in July week begins with North Pole Beach Party, which is at our Meadows Pool on, I think it's Sunday, July 24. It then moves to Monday, July 25th, which is our community band. Then there's art studio classes all week, Christmas in July classes, and then we have the Thursday movie night. So 7 weeks of Thursdays.
Wow.
Ending with
I have
the
to
Christmas.
ask, are we going to see any elves or maybe Santa?
We are going to see ooh, I will tell you, we are going to see Santa.
Santa, I know him.
And we've got to see elves. We can't watch Elf without elves. But that actually was, I'm kind of pleased to tell you that the whole Christmas in July concept was the idea of our new music director of our community band, Monty Adams.
Monty Adams, yes.
And he has joined us, I believe, in January. We had some change within our structure there, and we have a old band but a new band. Old band in that the community band is celebrating their 40th anniversary season.
And that's a
which
big
is
deal.
Unbelievable. And many of the current band members were part of that band, if not at the very beginning, a year or two into it. So it's really quite a moment for them.
Yeah.
You know, they're very excited about it, somewhat emotional about it. I mean, they're really excited to perform this year for that Monday night audience. Again, at the band show. Probably should say Monday concerts are 7:30 always. There's no movie or dusk or dawn or anything, any stipulations to the time. They're 7:30 sharp.
Okay.
And new music director Monty Adams has got all kinds of fun ideas. He's changing up the game. Of course, the band will be the best band that you will find anywhere in a community format, but he's got some fun things to bring to the audience.
And we're certainly excited to have him, and we actually had a chance to sit down with Monty Adams.
My parents took me to the planetarium in New York City, and they were playing Beethoven's Seventh Symphony. I'll never forget it because I was really young. And just hearing that music. So I always equated hearing that wonderful music with taking a trip into outer space, or at least a trip somewhere.
And it has been quite a musical trip for the Mount Prospect Community Band's new leader, Monty Adams. A journey that's taken him from New York to Chicago and points in between.
My mother played piano, and she was pretty good too, but she didn't do it professionally. So it started me on piano lessons real early, and at some point I switched to the flute. The reason I picked the flute was because you hold it like this. Everything else you held like this. That's the only reason. So I ended up taking some flute lessons. It took me 6 months to get a sound out of it. I came out to Chicago when I was about 19 because the Chicago Symphony was the greatest orchestra in the world. And I came to play in the Civic Orchestra after I was here for about 3 years, and I was offered the position with the U.S. Air Force Band in Washington, D.C., which is like the cream of the cream for band posts.
Playing the flute not only inspired Monty's love of music, but it also led to his love in life.
I met my wife in Orchestra Hall. We were ringers for a community orchestra, and we were performing a concert there, and I looked over and I said, I got to go over and talk to that girl. So that's how it all got started.
Monty was named musical director of the Mount Prospect Community Band last December, and since his arrival, he has embraced the opportunity to leading a group with such a storied history.
I'm really excited to be with the Mount Prospect Band now. I mean, they have the wonderful facilities here. The band shell, I've gone out and seen that. It's a lot of fun doing summer concerts and doing them in a nice venue. Not to mention the fact that the people who play in the band right now are excellent. I know many of them have been here for 20, 30 years, and it shows when they're playing. The playing is just a beautiful tone, beautiful attacks. They know how to play their instruments.
Celebrating their 40th season, the Community Band is hard at work to deliver a full summer of Monday concerts, kicking off the season on June 13th.
The first concert we're doing is called Strike Up the Band, so I'll leave that to your imagination. Then we have a concert devoted to music from Spain, so a lot of bullfighting pieces. I'm really excited that Jim Wyrick is going to be emceeing the Trip to Spain concert. He's been a big supporter of the band, former band member, former MC for the band for many years, so I'm very excited about working him into our summer schedule.
The season continues on June 27th with a humorous evening of music that's not funny, that's shtick. July 11th will be the Prospect Pops on Parade. July 18th, a band will be presenting well-known operatic pieces in a night at the Opera. The season closes out with an unusual seasonal concert.
We end the season on the 25th of July with Christmas in July. So since I didn't have a Christmas concert this year, we're going to squeeze it in July, and who cares?
The Community Band always welcomes new members. No additions are necessary.
Well, we can always use more band members. As I said, we have a few vacancies right now that we'd like to fill. Percussion section and saxophone section. We can always use a few more clarinets. So those are my goals immediately. But anybody that plays any band instrument is welcome to come and join us too. And the best way to get in touch with us is to go to the Park District website. Ann Zimmerman will be a contact person, and pretty soon I'll have my own email on there too, so you can contact me directly.
There's a great passion and anticipation with both Monty and the members as they begin this new chapter of the Mount Prospect Community Band.
Oh, I'm very excited about this summer and growing with the band. And I'd even like to get even a bigger audience. I think right now it's like 500. I'd like to see about 1,000 people there. That would be great. and I know the band would appreciate that.
Well, we're certainly excited to have Monty on board with us here in Mount Prospect. Ruth, thanks so much. It was great to speak with you today.
Thank you.
Aquatics, fitness, athletics, day camps, golf, or visiting a park or a playground. These are just a few of the leisure time pieces that complete the story of your life. Now, as your plans take shape, our knowledgeable team is on hand to guide you every step of the way. Here at the Mount Prospect Park District, we know that every summer has a story. What's yours?